mean, we taught that. My older niggas, we taught that. That the only thing we good for is our sexuality. Now I use that to make money, but I enforce my strength, my mind strength. That's what's more important to me now. The niggas see that there's not no accident. I plotted every single step from this to this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything was plotted.
Still that the next shit's called Illuminati, because that's really what the Illuminati's on.
That's why I put the K to it. Because I wanted the niggas is telling me about this Illuminati shit while I'm in jail, right? Like, the dollars.
Right.
That's another way to keep yourself esteem. Right. That's another way to keep you unconfident.
Right.
And I'm putting the K because I'm killing that Illuminati shit. Trust me, if these motherfuckers wanted to kill you, why the fuck they gonna tell Farrakhan? Why they gonna tell the Nation of Islam? Why they gonna tell this nigga in jail about the plan? How did he know?
Right.
How did it leak to him? Who told him? Who told him? The Pope? Who? Because they like the Pope and the money. Oh, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. You so thinking about the money, you're not getting the motherfucking money. Get the money, nigga. I don't give a fuck who face on there. You know what I thought when I was in jail would fuck me up, would turn me like this, and I was like, no politicians is even getting at us. Even though I represent 5 million fucking sales, and no politicians is even checking for it. They're not even sending us nothing to try to make us. They're not even thinking of it. And in business, you know, if you want to fuck with somebody, you know, you try to, they're not even looking at us like that. That means we ain't a threat. But by the next election, I promise, I'm gonna be sitting across from all the candidates. I bet you. You know how I'll be making it? I promise you. I'm not even gonna be, I'm gonna be so far from where I am now, 4 years. God willing, I'm alive. It's all, I guarantee you, we will have our own political party. And it won't be just for black people. It's gonna be for Mexicans. It's gonna be for Mexicans. It's gonna be for black people. It's gonna be for Armenians. I don't give a fuck. All you lost tribe motherfuckers right now, we need to have our own political party because we all have the same motherfucking problem. Build this nation and we get none of the benefits.
Only people want to practice socialism is black folk. We want to be able to look about civil rights and social integration. And so capitalism means owning and controlling those resources. And that's what my poweronomics stuff is about. We're going to learn how to own and control resources and power and wealth to take care of our own people. And I guarantee you, from all my years in running campaigns, every politician would knock down anything to get to your door. You can deliver and become the most powerful people in this country if you started voting as an independent bloc. It said we move as a group. We move as a fist rather than fingers. And we'll stay together, and we'll take care of each other, we'll buy from each other, we'll support each other, and we'll look after each other. And we'll make our dollars bounce in our community on that first floor. We'll make it circulate 8 to 12 times before it leaves black hands. You're powerless. They know the only thing you're going to do, they shoot 20 blacks tomorrow. All thing you're going to do is go out and march. That's all you're going to do. They know that. You have no power and wealth. Why don't black folk say our exceptionality is that we are different from all these groups you're trying to put us into? So how can they let somebody put you in a bag with all these other...
Look like a nigga wouldn't move nowhere. That brother look like he posted, like, you know, whatever. But the thing is, we got to get the fear of the white people out of our heart. Till we do that, we're going to forever lose. If a nigga, you know, if he say the cracker coming, and you know, majority of people going to run up out of here, ain't no way you can win. We got to get the fear of the cracker out of our heart. We got to start building our people up by teaching them of their greatness. We got enough physical evidence. We don't need mythology. We got enough physical evidence. You need to take a trip back home and see your ancestors and see the things that they left. It's too glorious for you not to go back. You know, I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, there is nothing greater that you can see on this earth than going back to Africa. I'm just going to be real with you. They can say whatever they want to say. And we are all Africans, so we should not fight that. You know, we have all been taught things, and knowledge always develops. That's what we got to understand. That the knowledge that we have today, our children are going to surpass.
Civil rights. That's what you got. Now, according to the Constitution, okay, you're not even deemed a human. You're deemed 3/5 of a man. And so, here's the problem with the civil rights, right? Not only did you get what you asked for, which was to become paper slaves to corporate America, okay, because you got that. Now, you're doing the complete opposite. advantage in white society. And so, here's my point. Now you break your neck and you say support black businesses. Don't nobody want to buy my shit. Oh, we need land. We need this. We need that. You had it. You had black businesses. You had land. You had your own shit. You gave that up to come be a part of another person's society. And now you got here and you don't really like it. Because from the beginning, it told you it didn't want you here. And now you got there and it's still showing you it doesn't want you here. And now you're mad that you can't go back to where you left. And so, this is why the civil rights movement was a fucking failure. I'm finna name plenty more reasons, but I'm just warming up. You gave up a position of independence to go be integrated. Now you don't like the way you're being treated integrated, and you're mad that you can't go back to being independent. Did you forget you were? What the fuck, what y'all niggas got? Y'all old niggas got amnesia? Nigga was only about 60 fucking years ago. And so that being said, the civil rights movement was a failure because it put blindfolds on the descendants of those who were already blind. You didn't give them a chance to see because you couldn't see. Now here's my point, right? Martin Luther King asked to be integrated, and y'all followed his ass into being integrated. Mind you, he was a Christian, okay? What was it? The Southern Christian Leadership Council, SCLC, which he was a part of? First of all, that was incorrect. That was incorrect because the Ku Klux Klan is also a Christian organization. And so, the slave and the master can't serve the same God. And so right there, he should have been, I would have checked Martin Luther King's agenda. But then for two...
About black women in general wanting to be independent. And we constantly hear from women, oh, a man can't do nothing for me that I can't do for myself. Which is a foolish, silly statement. Very foolish and silly. Right? It says, what have we got here? You've got the nigger woman out front and the man behind and scared. This is a good situation for sound sleep and economics. Right? Since before the breaking process, we had to be alertly on guard at all times. Now we can sleep soundly from out of frozen fear. His woman stands guard for us. So now the black woman is standing guard for the white devils who actually put this plan in place. It says he cannot get past her infant slave process. He is a good tool now ready to be tied to a horse at a tender age. By the time a nigger boy reaches the age of 16, he is soundly broken. This gives us a glimpse into the whole... I'm departing now. This gives us a glimpse into the reason why we should never ever use the term mentor. As I wrote in my book, The Psychological Covert, on hip-hop, having a conversation with Imani Baruti. In his book, The Homosexuality and the Feminization of the African Male, he talks about there's a difference between the jegna and the mentor. The mentor is when you break a young boy. And when you break a young boy, that gives us a clue and a hint into homosexuality among men. Right. So this book becomes your mentor.
This father emailed me, said, Dr. Johnson, I need your advice. I got 2 kids. Their mother a smoker, she was a prostitute, she was doing all this stuff. My wife is a lawyer, she has her own business, she treats them like her own, and all they keep asking for is, Mommy, what should I do? What the hell you mean, what should you do? Their mother is their mother. A child don't care if the mom on crack, homeless, unemployed. Everybody wants a relationship with their God-given parents. But some of you brothers think if you find a good enough woman, your children will forget about their mom. It'll never happen.
Right.
Some of you mothers think that if you find a good enough surrogate dad, that the kids will stop looking for their own. Are you crazy? This ain't about money. It ain't about education. It's about knowing my own DNA connection. And on that note, we all are responsible for the violence that we're seeing in our neighborhood. Black children are the last to be adopted in this country. Most of us don't even want to be foster parents, more or less adopted parents. Do you remember 40 years ago, 30 years ago when we was growing up? If the next door neighbor's children were home alone, and that mom was out doing what she was doing or the dad got locked up, did we call the caseworker? Did we call the cops? What did grandma do? She would go next door, tell them kids to get their books, get your school clothes, come on over, you staying with us. And sometimes the real parents didn't turn up for another month. Sometimes they didn't turn up for another 3 months. Sometimes they never turned up at all. Did we ever turn them into the damn city? Hell no. Grandma took care of them kids. Grandma could barely take care of the kids she got, but we believed that all the kids were ours. We never told the school. Y'all remember that? Some of y'all was raised like that. My next door neighbor who cared enough about me to not give you to the white man. They raised you, they fed you, they treated you like one of their own, and sometimes the school never even knew that mommy and daddy was out of their life because we didn't believe telling our business to the damn system. What happened to that, Cleveland? Why we don't look out for other people's children no more? Cleveland.
Come on.
Marcus Garvey said, His Excellency Marcus Messiah Garvey said, the leader of the largest black organization in modern history, said that if the black man and woman are not careful, you will drink in all the poison of Western civilization and you will die from the effects of it. They come into our homes
Alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, the ordeal causes her to move from her psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reversed roles. Y'all hear this? What are the results? It goes on to say, and this is what you call social engineering, brothers and sisters. Here's what it says. What are the results? You've got the African woman out front and the African man behind and scared. This is a perfect situation for us to have sound sleep and economics. Before the breaking process, we had to be on alert and on guard at all times. Check this out now. Now we can sleep soundly. For out of frozen fear, his woman stands guard for us. He cannot get past her early slave molding process. He's a good tool, now ready to be tied to a horse at a tender age. And by the time the African boy reaches the age of 16, he is broken in and ready for a long life of sound and efficient work and the reproduction of a good unit labor force. Oh, brothers and sisters, it gets even deeper than that. It says,
pass by and not even mention to many of the Europeans because it would conflict with their European Western world through their own European white supremacy thinks that everything started with them, or think that their whole European Christian concept started with them. This is a Torah book. It's good to pick these little books up, and it's written by the Mormons. The Mormons who write these books. The Mormons. Okay? But the Mormons are heavily into Kemet. Now, this is a chapel. This chapel is where Haru was born, in a manger, at December the 25th. Okay? Now, here's the book. Let me read it. Do you have the book? That's page 18. Here's the chapel, right where you are. Is that the same chapel? Okay, you see where I have yellow there, right? Okay, so let me read it. This court and chapel, from a special unit within the great temple, they were used for the celebration of the Day of the Child in his cradle, a festival festival commemorating the birth of Horus, which coming as it did at the close of the Egyptian year offers a curious resemblance to the Christian festival of Christmas. How could it be a curious resemblance when this predates European Christianity? What was the symbol of this temple right here? What zoomorphic form? The cow. Now, have you often wondered why the cow is always in the manger? This is Hathor right here with the cow's ears that looked over Haru in his birth on December the 25th. Here you see a pictorial version of their painting of the European Jesus wrapped up like the mummy that was called the Carissing, that we'll get into in the lecture series, showing you right here, why is it a cow? No one had never asked, why is the cow in the manger? Because the cow is Haru. And where Haru was born in the manger, this was his surrogate mother, the cow. That the cow symbolically plays the surrogate mother over the European pictorial versions of the Bible that we have right here. So again, you can see where it all came from. I know this is hard for some folks, but you've come back to see it. Not one group, by the thousands who come here, is getting this like you're getting it. Just like you, I came here, and the ancestors were speaking from these temples. Relieve us from religious persecution. Relieve us from the beasts of the Western world. We are here for a total different reason that other people come back here. This is why we have to walk in the spirit of Ma'at. Leave Isfet behind. Evil.
But again, I understand. You see, you have been taught by Alex Haley and others that your history started in the slave trade. But they don't even tell you how the slave trade started. They blame you for enslaving yourself. They say your ancestors sold you up. Nice statement. So I asked the guy, what country, what was the name of the king? Oh, don't worry about that, they sold you out. As if I don't know that the slave trade started with the Pope of the Roman Catholic Church by the name of Martin V. And Reverend Bartholomew de las Casas on the island of Hispaniola, now called Haiti and Santo Domingo. You see, nobody told you it's time to get sorry, to feel bad when some Haitians were being slaughtered on the coast of Florida. That's what it is. If you send a people back to sea on the condition where they were, that's genocide. But you see, you didn't feel anything because you weren't taught to realize that the Haitians are your brothers and sisters, because you don't know that the first Africans